Hi, I'm Mike Lardon with Trout Unlimited's Alpine Anglers. We're the local TU chapter in the gateway to Rocky Mountain National Park, Estes Park, Colorado. It's mid-April here in the mountains, so the water is low, clear, and some of the high mountain lakes are still frozen. So today, we're going to take advantage of the warmer, open, catch and release water down in the Big Thompson River Canyon below Estes Park. We'll be fishing today primarily for the prolific brown and rainbow trout that inhabit this section of river. We may also see a brook or tiger trout, and maybe even a rare cutthroat trout. Due to the pre-runoff conditions, we'll be using small midge and blueing olive dry fly patterns, along with a variety of nymph, larval, and emerger patterns. So I mentioned earlier that the cutthroat trout is rare to this stretch of river. The greenback cutthroat is actually the only native trout to this part of Colorado, and it's also our state fish. But due to habitat degradation, pollution, invasive species, the greenback now inhabits only 1% of its original range. Our mission at Alpine Anglers is to promote robust and healthy populations of fish in the Estes Valley and Rocky Mountain National Park region. But more on the greenback later in the show. Now let's have some fun, catch some fish. Thanks for joining us. All right, I'm here with Nancy Larned and Bob Taphorn. Bob's the treasurer with Alpine Anglers Trout Unlimited. We're about 2 miles below Olympus Dam on the Big Thompson River. We're gonna go down and see if we can't catch some fish. Rainbow and brown population is really healthy. Not a lot of big fish, most of them in the 10 to 12 inch range, but just terrific dry fly activity, and really all year long. Now this is early spring. Flies are really small, but these fish are rising all over the place. So I'm here with Jeff Elliott. He's the communications chair with Alpine Anglers, and he's going to talk to us about some of the opportunities surrounding Estes Park after we spent the day down in the Big Thompson Canyon. Jeff, what other opportunities are there around here for fishing?
So in addition to the Big Thompson River, which offers great year-round fishing, the summer when Rocky Mountain National Park opens up and the snow melts off from the high country, the backcountry lakes offer my favorite fishing in this area for sure. Tons of access to cutthroat trout, brook trout, and you can kind of choose your distance, hiking in 7-8 miles or pretty close to your vehicle, as well as a lot of small stream fishing. Moraine Park, you have the Big Thompson River and Horseshoe Park, Fall River, and then down in Wild Basin just south of Estes Park, there's the St. Vrain River as well.
At Trout Unlimited, we're typically fly fishermen, but there's opportunity for lots type of fishing, especially light spinning tackle. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so fly fishing definitely is a popular way to catch trout in this area, but there's lots of opportunity for small spin tackle to get you into fish, whether you're using spoons or plugs or other small lures that imitate bait fish. There's opportunity for everyone here.
In the summertime, the dry fly activity up here is kind of off the hook, isn't it?
Yeah, at some of the lakes it seems like you couldn't even try and pick the wrong fly. They'll take almost anything off the surface because they're up at those high lakes. It's frozen most of the year, and so when they get the opportunity to eat, they eat whatever they can.
What kind of hatches do we get during the summertime?
In the summer, we get some caddis hatches that come off, tons of different species of mayflies that'll come up. We do get a little bit of hopper action. Probably the best flies that I've used, especially at some of the higher lakes, are ants and beetles. When they blow off of the grass and the other vegetation on the shores of those lakes and push them into the water, they're truly just sitting ducks for those fish to come up and eat. And so the fish really can hammer those terrestrial bugs when they land on the water.
All right. Well, it's there's so much opportunity up here. You got to get up here and try out the fishing, and whether you fly fish or spin fish, you get on the water and you're going to get into fish. So come up and enjoy the area.
Using a little black parachute number 20 midge, and been fairly successful. A lot of midges coming off now, so it goes in spurts as the hatch goes on. I've been about a third browns, and the other 2/3 have been beautiful rainbows. And
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a nice rainbow. Beautiful fish, and came on the midge again. Getting lots of fish on the midge. Hey, so we're here after our fun day of fishing at Elkins Whiskey in Estes Park, and I'm joined by Chris Kennedy, a member of Alpine Anglers on the board of directors, and also a local fisheries biologist who specializes in cutthroat trout. So, Chris, I mentioned at the opening of the show that cutthroat are rare to this area. Can you talk more about why that is?
The Greenback Cutthroat Trout is the only trout species that's native to the Estes Park area. Unfortunately, right now it's extirpated from this area, and that's due to things like over-harvesting, water pollution, diversion of water. But the main reason for the decline of cutthroat trout is the introduction of non-native trout species.
So, Chris, why not just restock them?
Well, it's not as easy as that. As I mentioned before, the introduction of non-native trout species is the biggest reason for the decline of cutthroat trout. We know that when brown trout and brook trout are in a stream together with cutthroat, the cutthroat will disappear over time. Other species like rainbow trout and other non-native cutthroat trout subspecies can hybridize with them. So the cutthroat trout needs to be the only trout present within a stream reach or within a lake for them to persist.
Interesting. So these special fish really need a protected environment. What's being done about that?
Well, since the research has come out, there have been a couple of restoration projects for greenbacks in other areas of Colorado. But the biggest project is going on in this area at the headwaters of the Cache-la-Poudre River drainage.
Wow, that sounds expensive. How's the project being funded?
The majority of the funding is coming from a settlement from the water company that operates a long draw reservoir. However, a lot more funding is needed to complete the project.
So in the near future, we'll be able to hike into the Quetzalcoatl River and catch truly native greenback cutthroat trout. I can't wait till that day comes. Please donate today. Once again, you can make donations at alpineanglers.tu.org or on the Alpine Anglers Facebook. Thanks again.